One of Live with Gen B. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about what I'm doing here. So basically, for a long time now, I've been wanting to do live streams 5 days a week and to really just do them as sort of a more structured type of a live stream. So rather than just talking about a topic, but actually giving you action steps or making them sort of workshop like, keeping it as short as possible. But of course, sometimes it goes longer. But the idea is I want to do 5 episodes a week. Each episode would be a different segment. So I've got 5 specific topics that I'm going to cover each time, an umbrella topic. So basically everything that fits under that topic is things I'll be talking about, obviously. I'm really excited about it. So this is something I've been trying to do for a while. I'm finally psyching myself up to do it because it's something that, like I said, I've been thinking about it and talking about it with my accountability partner and writing it down and, just messing around with the idea, but I haven't actually taken action on it. So today is the first day that I'm doing that. And so this is going to be my little show that I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm not going to have a scheduled time for everything because honestly, I can't live by a time schedule. I have a really hard time with that. So basically each day, Monday through Friday, you're going to get a live stream that's going to go with a topic, and I'm going to go over the topics in a second. And so you'll just know Mondays I'm going to cover this topic, Tuesdays this topic, Wednesdays this topic, Thursday, Friday. And of course from there, you'll just have to basically just like my page. So if you haven't already, like the page here, then you'll actually get notifications when I go live. So then you'll know, and if you're available, you can join me live. And if you're not, then you can check it out after the fact. So how I'm going to do this is Mondays, I'm going to have pro writer mindset. So I'm going to talk about a topic related to the pro writer mindset and having the mindset of a professional writer. Tuesdays is going to be multi-passionate productivity. So this is going to be for people who are like me and just have lots of things that you want to do, lots of things you're passionate about, and you're kind of wondering, how the hell do I pull this all off, right? So I've become really, really good at managing all the different things that I have going on and all the projects that I have going on. So I'm going to be sharing more with you about how I do all that in the segment of multi-passionate productivity. Wednesdays, we're going to do creative on demand. So this is a really important topic to me, the idea of creative wellness and, the fact that like you can actually make yourself more creative. You can actually be a lot more inspired all the time if you do certain things. And so that's what Creative on Demand is going to be all about, is talking about the different things that kind of go into the creative wellness aspect of being a writer and realizing that, unlike other types of things out there where you have to, use a ball of some kind if you're in a sport or, things like that. With writing, your instrument is yourself. You have your computer and some notebooks maybe, but your instrument is really yourself. It's, the ideas and the words that all come out, they come from you directly. So I feel like it's super important to take care of your health and your creativity, and creative wellness is going to be, that topic for Wednesday. So creative on demand. Thursdays is going to be Story TV, so talking craft of writing fiction. Really excited about that one because I think that, most people who follow me write fiction or want to write fiction, and so that's going to be a great topic to just kind of go over just different things about craft and how to just implement it in your own stories. And then the final one on Friday will be digital authorpreneurship. So if you plan on making money from your books, if you plan on being successful in the digital age, there's a lot of things you're going to want to learn, and we're going to talk about all that stuff in the digital authorpreneur episode segment. So that is what I have for you the 5 days of the week. So Monday's pro writer mindset, which is what we're going to talk about in a minute. Tuesdays is multi-passionate productivity. Wednesdays is creative on demand. Thursdays is Story TV, and Friday digital authorpreneurship. So welcome to the very first episode, and I'm going to jump right in. If you are joining me on the live stream, I see there's some people on, so say hi so that I know you're here. I think I can see the comments, but honestly, sometimes the live streams are a little funky on my phone. So if for some reason you comment and I don't see it, just know that I'll check it out after the fact, and so that way you don't have to worry. So if you have questions or anything like that, just put them in the comments and I will be sure to check them back if I don't for some reason see them on the live stream. Oh, there are some people. Hi Ken. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Okay, so today is probably going to sound sort of strange because the idea of pro writer mindset, but then the topic is actually acting as the author that you want to be. So let me just sort of explain the bridge between those two things. So pro writer mindset to me is really taking care of the way that you think. And it's, really taking care of your mindset so that you can set yourself up for success, so that you can actually create the things that you want for your writing life, and so that you don't get in your own way or sabotage yourself. So having a mindset practice of some kind and really thinking like a professional writer is going to be the best way to create whatever results you want for your writing life. So the first thing I would say with acting as the writer you want to be. So this is a something that I'm really passionate about, but it's basically the idea of acting as if. So what that means is thinking about, okay, if you were already that writer that you want to be right now, if you were already that person, if you already had the success that you wanted, how would you be acting on a daily basis? What would you be doing? What would your habits be like? How would you be thinking? Or, what would your day be like? So really just figuring out what it is that you would already have or already be doing if you were already that author. And then from there, taking that list of things and going, okay, how can I translate this to my life currently? So we're going to actually do this right now together so that it's something, I would say grab a piece of paper if you can, or if you're on your computer, you could type this in. Feel free to type it into the comments if you want to share with the rest of us. But just kind of do this as an exercise. Don't overthink it. I'm just going to set a timer for a minute after I tell you what the exercise is. And that way, you can sort of start brainstorming right now. And then from there, go off on your own, maybe do some more journaling on it or thinking about it some more. But the question that I want you to answer is, who does the author that you want to be right now, who is that person, and what would they be doing on a daily basis? So like I said, I'm going to set a timer for a minute. So I've got a little kitchen timer here, and I'm just going to set it for a minute so that you can actually take some time to think about this. I'm going to make a list of my own because this is a question that I'm constantly asking myself. And again, this may sound strange because it's like, well, what does acting or action have to do with the pro writer mindset? But the idea is, when you have the mindset of a professional writer, of somebody who makes money from their writing, has published books out there, is actually successful, you're going to think a certain way. You're going to act a certain way, and you're going to do things different than you would if you were an amateur, if you were a hobbyist writer. So this is a big distinction, because when you actually get yourself aligned with whatever it is that you would be doing if you were already that author, you can actually bring to life much quicker the success that you want, because you're actually taking the action. So it's going beyond just the mindset, but you're actually aligning the mindset with the actions that you would take. So as an example, just to kind of give you an example, let's say that you say, okay, well, if I was already the author that I want to be, then I would be writing first thing in the morning before I do anything else. Okay, boom, that's a perfect example, because now you know that's what you need to start working toward, is being able to write first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Now, it might take some, maneuvering and some working things out, maybe moving other things around or getting up earlier, whatever it's going to take. But the idea is, when you know what it is you would be doing if you were already that author, then you can actually start doing it right now. So then you'll actually step into that identity. And when you do that, you'll actually up-level yourself, and your mindset will automatically go with it. So right now, like I said, I'm going to set a timer for a minute, and I just want you to brainstorm, who is the author that you already want to be? I don't mean like an actual author who's out there already. You don't want to be somebody else, obviously. But I just mean, if you were already the author that you see yourself being in the future, what does that look like? So take a minute right now to just write down, what would you be doing? What would your day-to-day life look like? How would you get your writing done? And just really write it all down and just get clear on it. Now, again, this is only for a minute, so you may want to go back and do this after or continue the exercise. But I just wanted to give you a minute or so to just do it right now on the live stream. So I'm going to set the timer for a minute. Start doing some brainstorming. And for anyone who's just joining us right now, so I see some more people have popped on, say hi so that I know you're here. And I'm actually having you do an exercise right now where you're going to make a list of all the things you would be doing if you were already the author you see yourself being in the future. So if you imagine yourself having the success you want, what does that look like? How would you act every day? What would you be doing in your writing life, etc.? Just take a few minutes right now to just write it down. I have a timer going, so there's about 30 seconds left, so go right ahead and start figuring yours out, and then we will get back to how to actually use this in your own writing life. And I'm going to make a list for myself right now. All right. Hello, Heather Peterson. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so that was just, the timer just went off for anyone who's just joining. Like I said, we're just doing a quick exercise right now to just figure out who you would be if you were already acting like the author that you want to be. So let's see, we've got some comments. Ken says, the author would be writing daily, committing to self-publishing even short story anthologies, constantly promoting his work, attend more book signings, help other writers after having success, give classes on Oh, it's cutting off the live stream. I'm gonna have to pull up my computer. But yeah, exactly. That's perfect. So that is giving you a really clear picture of what you would be doing if you were already that author. So the next step in the process, and really again, this ties into the mindset, because mindset alone is never going to be enough to create success. So mindset is awesome, and you definitely have to have the pro writer mindset, and you have to, weed out all the limiting beliefs and the negative thoughts that sort of get in your way. But the thing to keep in mind is that mindset is not enough. So you could have the best mindset in the world, but if you sit on a couch and do nothing, you're never going to get where you want to go. So it's not just about the mindset, but it's about taking the actions that align with the mindset. So this is a perfect example. Some of the stuff I wrote down, write a blog post every day, work on my fiction, first things first, no matter what, meaning even if I don't feel like it, I still sit down and do it anyway. So for me, those are things that I would be doing, that I am doing right now, but that I, at the time when I wasn't doing those things, those were the things I wrote down as what I could be doing or should be doing if I want to be the author that I see myself as. So the next step in this now, after you've done some brainstorming, written out what you would be doing if you were already that author, is to choose at least one thing that you're going to work on this week. So pick something that you feel like, maybe is pushing you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but at the same time feels doable. So for me, I'm going to continue with writing my fiction first thing in the morning before I do anything else. So that's my one action task for the week, of acting like the author that I want to be. So think about yours, look at your list that you made, and pick one, like I said, at least one thing. You could pick more, but I say pick one thing because it's much easier to actually focus when you just have one thing versus trying to do multiple things. Heather says, book more events, podcast. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. So if those are yours, for example, you could say, okay, this week my one action is I'm going to pitch a podcast. I'm going to pitch somebody, to have me as a guest on their podcast. So that's going to be your one action for this week, because the author that you dream of being and the author you see yourself as would be doing that. That's, an action that a professional author would take. So pick one thing off of your list that you could do this week to really start moving yourself in the direction of acting like the author that you want to be. Because when it comes down to it, habits and discipline are really the things that create success, and consistency and all of that. So if you are already taking those actions every day, you're actually going to align yourself with the goals that you have and actually get there much faster. And then the other thing is, especially with like habits are just things you do every day. So if you do something every day that's going to support you getting where you want to go, then that's going to align you with that mindset of being a pro writer. So, think about that as well. What could you do this week that would really move you in that direction? So let's see. Ken says, complete one short story per week by Friday. Awesome. That is a great act as if action, because again, if you do that, and think about this, a year from now, if you committed to just doing one thing a week, writing the short story once a week, or, trying to book a podcast once a week, imagine yourself a year from now where you'll be if you did that, right? It's amazing. So really commit to doing this one action this week. And again, we're going to have Pro Writer Mindset every Monday. So next Monday we'll check in, and then we'll go even deeper on this topic. But yeah, so this is the series, the show that I'm going to be doing. And I hope that you'll find these useful and that they'll actually help you to take action, because at the end of the day, thinking about stuff is great, reading books is great, learning whatever, but when you're actually taking action is when you're going to start seeing results, and that's really what matters. So I've been an action taker my whole life. I've been an action taker in different capacities, but now I'm pretty much on fire, and I just constantly create and make new things, and I'm writing 3,000 to 5,000 words a day minimum, and just really getting myself out there, and I'm doing this in a way that I haven't been doing it in the past. So this is me acting as the author and the authorpreneur that I want to be. Starting this show that I've been wanting to do for a while now. It's all that acting as if thing. So really take this exercise to heart and think about how you can do this. And this is, like I said, something I do. So I journal every single day. This is my journal. And I write in it every single day, write mindset stuff. I basically just write out my affirmations, the statements of who I want to be and what I want to create. But then I also just noodle on different things. So I'll just brainstorm or do some freestyle writing on, if I was already that author, what would my life be like? What would my day be like? Like today I was writing about what habits, if I programmed them into myself this year, would change my life a year from now. What habits would I need? So I'm always thinking about stuff like this, because I find that when you actually do that, and when you're constantly thinking about, okay, how can I align myself with the goals I have? And how can I take actions to show that I'm stepping into that identity of the author that I want to be? And by doing that, you're actually going to start creating momentum, consistency, and then of course, seeing the success that you want show up. So that is all for the Pro Writer Mindset episode today. Thanks so much for joining me for this very first episode of Live with Jen B. I'll be back tomorrow with a video on multi-passionate productivity. So that is our topic for Tuesdays. And I hope that you can join me. Like I said, I'm not really scheduling these because I just find that it's more, for me, it's more in flow to just kind of jump on whenever I feel called to. But you'll definitely be hearing from me every day during the week with one of these live streams. So like I said, tomorrow, multi-passionate productivity, and I hope you can join me for that. If you like my business page, so just the page you're on right now, if you like it, it will actually show you when I go live, so you can join me if you are available. And if not, of course, there's always a recording so that you can check it out after the fact. You are all welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.